Hey all, who's your patriot? Not real proud of myself tonight. I was reading one of Avi Yemeni's posts, and well, that's a whole nother story, but I'll go into that briefly. He put up a post, a text post, about how he lives in Victoria in Australia, and Victoria is a state just like Indiana or Kentucky or Texas, you know. And they have very draconian laws right now. It's very Orwellian down there, where they can't go more than 5 kilometers from their house without a good reason, and if they don't, even if you have a good reason and the police don't believe you, they write you a ticket for $1,652 and send you home. So, anyway, his post was about how he went over to New South Wales and people there aren't even wearing masks. So, it's night and day, and he said he was really sad for his home state. So I said, move away from there, Avi. If Indiana was like that, I would move away. And this guy had the audacity to call me a coward, saying that, what would the founding fathers think, that once it gets tough, you run away. And I kind of went off on him and said, you know, moving from one state to another is not even close to being the same thing as leaving your country, which I'm never going to do. I'm an American. Yeah, I'm a Hoosier too, but that can always change. If my state gets unbearable, I'm moving. It's that simple. If my country gets unbearable, which it's getting close to, I'm taking up arms. It's that simple. So I'm not really, I shouldn't have given a shit less what that guy said about me, but I wasn't having all that great of a night, and it just rubbed me wrong. And it turned into a great big deal. Well, I'm sure it's happened to some of you all, and it's happened to me before. Sometimes somebody says something and it just rubs you the wrong way. And that's okay. You know, it's been several hours now, and I've had time to think about it and calm down. Pissed me off, but you know, who is this guy? He's going to judge me on one single statement that I've made. He knows nothing about me, but you know, people do that all the time. They rush to judgment. I try very hard not to do that. When somebody does that to you, you want to instantly do it back to them. And he may very well be on my side. Hell, he could be my next door neighbor and I wouldn't know it. And that's fine too. He can be on my side, or he can be a sheep, or he can be one of the communists. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he is, because it doesn't matter what he thinks about me. And that's what this whole post or this whole video is about. Don't advertise that you're a prepper or a survivalist or whatever you want to call yourself. But when people know, if they want to make fun of you for it, let them. It doesn't matter what they think of you, because we all know in the long run that when the shit does hit the fan and they haven't prepared, they're going to come down to you with their hat in their hand asking for a handout. And it would be it'd be very easy to turn them away. But let's think it through first. Who are you turning away? Maybe this guy's a welder by trade, or an electrician, or a carpenter, and has some real skills you could use in your group. So don't have knee-jerk reactions. Don't think with emotion. Think it through. Now, if the guy is a computer programmer that's voted Democrat every time he's ever voted in his life, and thinks you should be allowed to have abortions while not being able to protect your family with a firearm, that's a different story. I mean, the Christian thing to do would be to go ahead and help him out. But in this kind of situation, you have to think about how it's going to help you out, you and yours. If they have skills to contribute, like a nurse or a doctor or even a dentist. Dentists are doctors. Even a veterinarian. A lot of veterinarian skills cross over. Don't let your emotions make your decisions for you. You know, even if he has none of those skills, even if he is a computer programmer, maybe he's a veteran. Maybe he knows how to handle a gun and he can do manual labor that doesn't require any skills. You know, if he can shoot and he can swing an axe or use a shovel or a hoe, then he may be worth keeping. You've got to vet people, and don't just take their word for it either. The guy says he's a veteran. Ask him what branch he served in, what units he was in, what his MOS was. And if you don't know what an MOS is, I suggest you look it up. It means military occupational specialty. And it's different for each branch. Like in the Marine Corps, I was a 5811. That's all numeric, right? In the Army, I had a few different MOSs. I was a 16 Romeo, a 14 Romeo, 11 Mike. See how that's alphanumeric? Marine Corps is all numeric. Army's all alphanumeric. Air Force and Navy, I'm not sure, but Navy doesn't call it MOS, they call it a rate. What's your rate? And if somebody tells you that they were a SEAL, I don't know how it is now, but you have the Navy, in the Navy, you have to have a rate before you can become a SEAL. You could be a hospital corpsman or a machinist mate or, you know, in any number of things. And you have to have that because you have to apply to Navy SEAL School. BUDS. BUDS is Basic Underwater Demolition School. They have to apply for that. They can't just go into the Navy as a SEAL. At least they didn't used to be able to. Maybe they can now. I don't know. That's something I should look up. But it didn't used to be that way, and I busted a couple of people for stolen valor for that. But anyway, I just got home, and this has been a little bit longer of a video than I wanted to make. But there it is. The bottom line here is don't think with emotion and don't have knee-jerk reactions. So anyway, till next time, I'm Aunt Victoria, Karam. Stay safe out there.